good, Dennis? How you doing, man? Welcome to the dark side of BEASTwriter. I'm your host, Ryan Sakamoto, and today we're going to be breaking down the grades from Week 13 as it pertains to Los Angeles Chargers. You know the Raiders are on a 3-game winning streak. Don't get it twisted. Everyone wants to know in the DOB what's going on with my game grades. I'm going to go ahead and break those down for you brick by brick so you guys can kind of see what's going on as it pertains to the team moving forward in their short week coming up here with the Los Angeles Rams. Now, before we get ahead and get started, I just want to say mahalo to each and every one of you for subscribing to the channel. Just be sure to turn on and flip on the bell notifications so you get notified when I go live or when I upload content. Also, if you guys are new to the DOB family, we run family giveaways, and DOB family giveaways exclusively only for people here who subscribe on YouTube. So do us a solid if you're watching on any other social media platform. All my social media is linked in the description box below, and you're going to want to follow me on all those social media outlets because some things I'll post on Twitter and I won't post on YouTube. Some things I'll post on YouTube and I won't be posting on Instagram, and something that I post on Instagram won't be posted on Facebook. So you guys get the picture, but you guys are going to want to follow me on all social media platforms, which I call the big four, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, Facebook and Twitter. Can't leave out Twitter. All right, so without further ado, we do run giveaways. We are giving away another one of these. I had a handful of these given to me courtesy of friends and family, so they didn't want it. So we are going to run these. Not to say they didn't want it. They actually want us to use it to kind of blow up the DOB family. So we're going to be giving away these alumni 2022 rally towels. And if you guys went to the Cliff Branch game, which is past game against the Los Angeles Chargers, you would know that very similar, and it's a cool type of a man cave type of memorabilia. You can only get it if you went or attended the game. So I got my hands on a couple, thanks to some of you in the DOB family for donating it, and you guys have been nothing but good vibes only here in the DOB. So again, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead, and before we go ahead and do that, though, I just want to say there's 12 of us watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to say, but we're going to go ahead and break down these game grades because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This is what really is the meat and potatoes of the DOB. I always put it like this, and you guys can read the comments on social media and whatnot, but you know, if you're going to praise or criticize a player, and I keep on saying this, do the legwork. At least have the time and place the respect on that player. If you're going to praise or criticism and run the grades, like forget the grades. You don't even have to have a grading system, but at least have some kind of algorithm for yourself, some kind of formula for yourself. So when you go and you talk about it, like here on this live stream, there's a strong conviction on what I'm saying because I actually graded every single snap. I just didn't go through the box scores. I always say don't be a box score reader, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, there is actually. Um, we can talk about that all we want. But yeah, don't be a box score reader. That's a lazy way of saying this player is good, this player is not so good. Grade the snap. And if you don't have time to grade the snap, that's why you're here in the DOB, because obviously everyone has, or majority of you guys have 9-to-5s. So I got you guys covered. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about those grades. And like I said, we're not going to waste any more time. So let's go ahead and talk about the defensive game grades. Just to let you guys know, we're going to start off and who wasn't active, right? There's a lot of healthy scratches every week. Typically, it's been rookies this year. It will be Neil Farrell, Matthew Butler, Britton Brown, you name it. Dylan Parham has been the only collective mainstay week in and week out, right? And so when you look at it from an inactive standpoint in this game, you really had players like Britton Brown being a healthy scratch. You really had rookies like Neil Farrell being a healthy scratch. But at the end of the day, someone asked me in the Raider Nation here in the DOB family, say, hey, Beast, like, what's your take on the draft class? I was like, I love this draft class, especially the guys that I just mentioned. I think they're smart. I think they're savvy. I think they're tough. And I think they're very, very good at what they do. Now, no one said it was going to be easy. In fact, this coaching staff is not an easy coaching staff to please. And I like it like that. And the reason why I say I like it like that is because nothing is given, everything is earned. So if you want playing time, I'm not saying that Neil or Britton aren't putting in the work. They definitely are. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter what your draft stock is. It doesn't matter where you're drafted. It doesn't matter who drafted you. At the end of the day, it's all about production. And if the film, which doesn't lie, you go to the film, it doesn't lie. You can't say you did or didn't do anything. It's on film. You better be doing the legwork. So throughout the work week of the practice, that's where it's going to be determining whether or not you're active on game days. And so throughout the work week of practice, you're going to have to earn that spot. And so that's why you see some of these other guys like Kyle Pecco getting in. That's why you see some of the guys like Tyler Hall getting in. That's why you see some of these guys like even guys who aren't even on the roster that were getting in, like Javin Guidry, right? Guys that they claim off the waiver wire or they just pull from whatever the case may be to kind of fill a need on the team's 16-player practice squad. So let's not get it twisted. Let's look at it for what it really is. And the best players will play. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't be playing favorites just because of where you're drafted. The best players should play. So in this game specifically, there was a few inactives. Britton Brown was inactive. Jesper Horsted, who obviously has a concussion, dealing with a concussion, he was ruled out along with Kendall Vickers, who, if you guys follow me on Twitter, because I didn't post it on YouTube, I didn't post it on Instagram, didn't post it on the other social, which is why you want to follow me on all social media. You guys can do that on YouTube. The description box is below, and you guys can follow me on all my social media links, which is located there. On Twitter, on Instagram, and obviously on YouTube, it's at BEASTwriter, and you guys can follow me there. All right. Also, if you follow me on Facebook, please do so. Dark Side of BEASTwriter, DOB, that's what it stands for, Dark Side of BEASTwriter, because I'm coming from the 49ers, but then I joined the dark side this year. So here we go. All right, so those guys were out. Neil Farrell was a healthy scratch. Kendall Vickers, who's no longer with the team now. All right, he's no longer with the team because the team elevated Kyle Pecco to the 53 active roster, which left the practice squad player availability spot open because now there's only 15 players, and they went ahead and got Calitro, the linebacker. I think it's Austin Calitro, the linebacker. I just got that transaction earlier before hopping on this live stream. He was now added to the team's practice squad because Kendall Vickers is no longer with the team. They said, see you later. And I like that move because Kendall Vickers was a liability in my run fit integrity game grade. So no drop off in production. I didn't like Kendall Vickers as a player. I'm not going to say as a person, but as a player, I didn't like what I saw from him. If he can't two gap, if he can't win his one-on-one battles, there's no point being on this football team. Go play for a team that doesn't care about that, which I don't know how many teams are there, but look, it is what it is. Just keeping it 100. Not saying I can do it because I can't. But guys like Tyler Hall, he was a healthy scratch. He was at Andrew Billings did not play because he was dealing with a fibula injury. We're going to go ahead and talk about his injury and what it means in week 14. But let's go ahead and talk about the grades as it pertains to week 13. All right, so very good. Coach Graham did a very good job when it comes to my defensive game grades, and really, really, really doing a good job in run fit integrity and teaching those principles up. One thing that I really want to harp on is, and thank you so much, Nathaniel. He says, keep up the good work, Beast. Enjoyed you since you became part of the nation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Phil Romero says, Beast, that push up the middle has helped Chandler Jones big time. Yes, it has. And so what I really want to talk about when it comes to the game grades is first thing I look for is discipline. From a coaching perspective, or even me when I played, right? No matter what sport it is, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, whatever sport you play, it all comes down to discipline. If you're not disciplined, then you shouldn't be on the field, because that means that you're not mentally or physically tough. Both go hand in hand. And so what I saw from this game is a lot of improvement. Usually when I run these grades on average throughout week 13, actually, let's go week 12, because week 13, we're talking about week 13. So let's go a week back. But if you look at the first 11 games, you're looking at run fit integrities being missed run fits, I should say, anywhere in between the 7 to 10 range, right? 7 missed run fits in any given game. Sometimes there's 13, sometimes 14. This game was literally dialed in by Coach Graham. In fact, there's only been one player who had a missed run fit, and that was 2 times by Bilal Nichols. Other than that, it was a clean game by the defensive line. So solid effort from the defensive line, and putting, good job by the coaches and putting the players in the best position to make plays, but getting the right personnel on the field to make those plays come a reality. So all parties involved, good job by you guys. You guys did a tremendous job in really stopping the run. Austin Eckler was bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Here's a guy who is literally an Pro Bowl type of a player. We all know what he can do in open space if you give him a little bit of real estate to work with, and they shut that down. And again, it comes down to training camp. I mean, I always like to go back, because too many times we overlook things. And that's why training camp, you get a good sample size. And that's why I post those practice videos throughout training camp. And that's why they still hold up today. And you're talking from August to today. That video coverage that I was posting throughout training camp holds up. Those one-on-one tweets hold up, even though there's no scheme involved in there. That's just fundamentals and breaking down fundamentals. But from watching practice and watching how these coaches are teaching and preaching the skill sets and the techniques that are being taught based on the scheme, you're seeing this, right? The hunt and gather technique. How many missed tackles did you see against the Chargers this week? Not very many. Well, I got the number. When it comes to the run, there was only 1 missed tackle versus the run. Against the pass, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't say there was 1 missed tackle. Oh, sorry. There was 2 missed tackles in pass coverage, one by Jayon Brown, the other one by Amik Robertson. But other than that, 3 missed tackles in the entire game. My gosh, you want to talk about being disciplined? Holla at your boy. They did a really good job. And again, goes back to the coaching staff and teaching and preaching the techniques. You remember, throughout earlier in the year, people were like, oh, is this team undisciplined? Is it the coaching staff? No, coaches coach and players play. Come on, that's not like it's weird. Weird is a weird word to use, but it is weird. I don't know what other word to use. Look, if I'm teaching my players to freaking tackle and be a shoulder leverage freaking tackling team, squeeze through the thighs, wrap and roll, drive for 5. You guys know what I'm talking about this. If you don't know, you're missing the point. But people who follow me in training camp know what I'm talking about. Show the videos, show the clip ups. What's happening? The players are getting it and understanding it. There's nothing that they're doing anything different from a preaching and teaching standpoint or perspective. It's all been dialed in the same exact way, dating back to training camp. Look, it's not easy teaching someone to tackle. Well, that's it. That's the easy part, I should say, because they should know how to do that anyways, the pros. But if they don't know correct fundamentals and they don't know how to wrap and squeeze, we have a problem. So you teach that in training camp. Hopefully they get it by week 13. They're getting it. They're getting it. Now, that's why it kind of irks me when people are saying, oh, this team's undisciplined because so many missed tackles. Look, the coaches teach this every day in practice. How would I know? Because I'm there. I'm at practice every day. I see what's going on. Like, hello, how you doing today? So it's funny when I hear reports or see reports where people aren't even there. Oh, they're undisciplined. Where are you? What practice are you watching? It ain't at Raiders headquarters. I'm just being 100 with you. So that's what I'm saying. It's like this. It's like the team is driving in the right direction. They're trending in the right direction, and everyone's doing a really good job. So when we talk about the game grades, and we're going to get to some of your questions, but let's go ahead and break down the game grades. All right, let's start with the defensive line. When you look at the defensive line, Bilal Nichols Didn't have his best game. Actually, he was the worst graded defensive player in my grading system, which is surprising because throughout the whole entire season, Bilal Nichols has been the rock, but everybody's entitled to having a bad game here and there. But he didn't grade as well in my grading system. He graded a 1.5 out of a 10, which is not very good at all. He didn't really show up in run support in terms of doing what he normally does, right? Making some splash plays at or near the line of scrimmage, forcing or flushing plays back inside to his help, and letting the second level backers take on and making plays on their end. So he had a couple missed run fits, didn't do a really good job there, had a missed tackle, and then he also had some mental lapses in terms of holding his grasp. So Bilal Nichols didn't have his best game, but whatever. Bilal Nichols still a beast and a half. So I'm just going to keep him 100. He didn't have his best game. Jerry Tillery did, by the way. Jerry Tillery came on and he graded out a 7.5 out of a 10, which is basically a 75 out of 100 if you compare to Pro Football Focus. And he really did a really good job. I mean, he had six quarterback pressures. He had 3 quarterback pressures in my grading system, resulting in a loss of down. He was very sound in his run fit integrity. Didn't have a missed run fit assignment. So again, when you look at it as a 2-pronged parameter grading system that I have up front when it comes to the defense from front 7, you really want to make sure that they're doing well in both areas. For example, you look at a guy like Chris Jones. I'm not so high on Chris Jones. Why? Because he gives up a lot in run fit integrity. But as a pass rusher, it saves his grade. Same thing when you look at a guy like Brian Burns. Sometimes he gets burned, no pun intended, in the run game, but he makes up for it as a pass rusher. So when people say, oh, this guy's an all-pro, it's like, nah, man, an all-pro in my estimation, my grading system comes down to being fundamentally sound in all areas. You can't just be a one-trick pony. Holla at your boy. I'm just being 100 with you. And if you don't know what to look for, how do you know how to grade? That's another different thing when people, not you, but there's random people who don't even follow, just try to chime in and be like, oh, man, like, I'm like, oh, slim pickings. Here we go. Well, I got the grades. I grade the snap. Now the burden of proof falls on you to prove me wrong. But I'm looking at it right here, and you don't have the time to do it. So you either take my word for it, or you just got to take the broadcast view and just run with it. Just keep it 100. But Jerry Tillery did a really fine job. Max Crosby and Chandler Jones both graded 97 out of 100. Obviously, you know that Chandler Jones picked up 3 sacks. Here's one that really kind of, right? So in the official stat book, Max Crosby does not get a strip sack for the forced fumble because the ball traveled past the line of scrimmage. Not my grading system. Max Crosby, you get that strip sack. So you're saved. I think that's just because the ball rolls a couple inches over the line. No, man, that's too nitpicky for me. I'm going to go ahead and give Max Crosby a sack from -8 yards because he forced that play behind the line of scrimmage and the ball traveled once the fumble was out. I mean, okay, let's back up a little bit. What would you rather have? A strip sack or a strip fumble, or a sack for -8 with no fumble? You see how I'm going with this? Give me both those things because that's what Max Crosby did. So in my grading system, he gets a sack and he also gets a forced fumble. Even though officially, that's why I have my grades. This is why I run my grades. It makes sense to me. If you go look at that play to the naked eye, you would be like, oh, that's a strip sack. But because the ball traveled 1 inch over the line of scrimmage, I'm exaggerating. It was like 2-3 yards, whatever the case may be. Not even 3 yards, like a yard or 2. Oh, man. It's not a sack anymore. But give me that any day of the week. But no, both those players, Chandler Jones, we all know what he did, had a pass breakup at the line of scrimmage, had a high pressure win rate, which you talked about. And I told you guys, the Beast receipt checks out. What I tell you guys coming off the bye, I said Chandler Jones is going to have a game where he has at least 3 sacks in one game over the next 6-7 game span. You guys know what I said right here on this live stream at Pick 6 segment. I literally called this out. I say he's going to have 3 sacks in one game, or one of these 6-7 game spans. He's going to have at least a 3-sack game, and he did. And he did. So the Beast receipt checks out. All this time leading up to it, I was like, oh, man, I was wrong. I thought Chandler Jones was, because I predicted it. Can't say I didn't say it. I was like, man, he's going to have 5 or 6 sacks in the next 8 game span. That's what I said. I literally said that. And people are like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I said, why? because he always goes off and has a 3-sack game, at least. We're running grades on Chandler Jones dating back to 2019. Trust me, once he has a matchup that he favors, he never wavers, and it wins. He never wavers from that pass rush move, and throughout the duration of the game, he'll pick up sacks or a high pressure win rate time after time, because more times than not, the offensive coordinator doesn't have time to kind of change up the scheme, because obviously who's on the other side? A guy by the name of Max Crosby, who is in line for Defensive Player of the Year honors. And so you have to kind of pick your poison. Chandler Jones like, okay, well, that's your loss. Boom. Literally. So good job by Chandler Jones. And some people calling it his coming out party. I'm just saying it's the Chandler Jones party, because that's what he does every single year. There's always a game where he comes up and picks up 3-4 sacks in the freaking game. My man JP, who's an Arizona Cardinals fan, even agreed with me right before the bye week when I said this. He's like, dude, you're right. I was like, I know. Watch, it's going to happen. It happened. Denzel Perryman, graded a 9 out of a 10, 90 out of 100. He did a really good job in run fit integrity. He also did a really good job in pass coverage, which is something that's not really in Denzel Perryman's forte, but he did a really good job. Jayon Brown also did a pretty good job there, grading at an 82.5 out of 100 in my grading system. And again, you saw what the surprise for me in this game was Matthew Butler, rookie Matthew Butler, who's been a healthy scratch. If you guys follow me here on the DOB, I've been talking to Matthew Butler on a day-to-day basis, almost every day. Talk with Matthew Butler, ask him how the season is progressing, because the team did draft him. And when I talked to Coach McDaniels about it, he says, hey, man, guys like Neil Farrell and Matthew Butler, what's going on with them? Coach McDaniels said, hey, they're starting to get it. They're not thinking as much. They're more reacting. And that's what we saw when we drafted these guys and envisioned for them coming out of Tennessee and LSU. So both those guys doing a really good job. Matthew Butler picked up a half a sack and really did a good job with the limited snap count that he was given. He picked up a half sack, again, with Cleveland Farrell. And he also was very sound in his run fit integrity. So good job by Matthew Butler. Congratulations, my guy. All right. And we got to get down to it. Rock Ya-Sin had a really good grade. He graded 8 out of a 10. He did give up a couple first downs, but other than that, he protected the sticks very well. Same goes with Nate Haas. Nate Haas is, I talked to him today in the locker room. And again, we're going to go ahead and talk about what exactly we talked about inside the locker room. But to me, when it comes down to it, I thought that Nate Hobbs did a really good job. I spoke with Nate earlier today in the locker room. I said, hey, man, you have a heart of a lion. And then I went on and say, because I played with broken crap before, right? I played with a fractured wrist. I played with, what else? A dislocated shoulder. We all played. Some people, I didn't break my clavicle, but different types of injuries. And I said, you can't coach that, man. That's like, you either have it or you don't. There's some players that I played with, and I'm sure all these, now that you're at the professional level for these NFL players, I'm sure they played with players who, like, I don't know, they get hurt. Like, oh, man, I got a boo-boo. Like, oh, put a Band-Aid. Nah, man, I'm going to be out for the next 12 weeks. It's like, bro, what the are you doing, bro? Like, you weak. You're weak, man. Like, all of us are freaking putting our bodies on the line, and you worried about a Band-Aid on your freaking cut that you got from shaving. Bruh, there's something wrong with you. That's not the Raider way. I'm just saying it's not happening on the Raiders, but I'm just saying in general. Like, I'm sure we all have been on. I'm not going to name drop the people I've been around, but I freaking called them out on it because I was team captain. Like, bro, you a little, you're weak. Better lack of term for words. And I talked about, I'm very transparent nowadays, but everybody who knows me from like my playing days, no, I did not take. It's funny. I'm nice off the field or off the court, whatever the case may be. On it, I'm a different beast, man. Like I turn that up. Just like when I go to the gym, I turn that up. Like people say you have a RBF, like because I'm in the zone. But I don't want to meet. I want to be like RBF, like douchebaggy. But my mentality is like, okay, I'm here to lift. I have to have a 30-second rest in between sets, depending, or 45 seconds. Usually have a timer, and if anyone messes that rotation, I kind of get weirded out. I'm joking. That'd be a douche. No, you have to share if you're at a. There's some people like that. It's like, dude, calm down, son. No, but if the thing that really does irritate me, I'm going off topic here, but well, kind of it's on topic because we're talking about toughness here. Are you tough or are you not tough? When you're at the gym, have gym etiquette. And some people don't know gym etiquette, majority do. It's just common sense. Gym etiquette is just common sense. Look, if someone's working on some weights, don't go over there and just stare at the person. Like, that's kind of stalking, like whatever. That's kind of weird, right? Like, why are you looking at me, bro? Like, so then I'll just take a longer time just to pee them off. I'm joking. I don't do that. No, but it is kind of annoying. When that happens, it makes me feel comfortable. So I just get off the machine. I know I shouldn't. I should stay there and kind of flex my guns, but I don't. I just get off the machine. Like, okay, whatever. There's so many other things I can do in this gym. No, really. If you can't find something to do while you're waiting for a machine or something, then get yourself a trainer or get yourself an app to download workouts, because there's always something you can do. You don't even need weights to have a good workout. Now, I'm going to be posting some of my workouts on here for you guys that you guys can do at home. You guys have been asking for it. I'm going to break that down for you. But getting back to the game grades, let's go ahead and turn over to the secondary. Secondary did a really good job. Like I said, Nate Hobbs, heart of a lion. Talked to him about it today, and he appreciated that, man, because he had a smile on his face, man. Like, because, like I said, like, you have to have you have to be some type of like lion, like the dude's a lion, like he's a lion. I told him, it's like there's having a heart of a lion. You can't coach heart. You either have it or you don't. So I was taught that at a very young age. In fact, I think I was still in third or fourth grade. But Coach Zarski, who was the coach at Foothill College, wanted to privately coach me, and he said that to me, and I always remember that. He says, "You can't coach heart. You either have it or you don't." And so Coach Zio would always say that, and it always stuck with me. It's like, okay, yeah. That's a lesson that, okay, toughness, being disciplined, being told what to do and then doing it, right? Like, not having to have him check in with me. Like, hey, did you do these? Did you do that? No, man, like, you already did it. Like, oh yeah, coach, I did that and more. Okay, cool. So then when you go and meet up with them, boom, it's done. Yeah, you can't coach hard. Nate Hobbs played extremely well. In fact, when I run the grades, he did a really good job. He did give up 2 first downs, but other than that, he played a very sound football game, was targeted 7 times, 5 of those going for completions, and he did a really good job. In pass coverage, also came up with a really, really good forced fumble, made famous by Duron Harmon. Talked about Duron Harmon in the grading system. I talked to him post-game, and I asked him what he saw in that play. I have yet to post that video up, but that is coming. I wanted to hop on this live stream. See how I'm doing this? I'm kind of making guys... Why? What's the why, as Coach McDaniel will say, behind why we do things? Well, what's the why behind subscribing to my channel here on YouTube? Well, we run giveaways, number one. What's the why behind following me on Twitter? Well, there's a why on why I do that. I'll be posting up my Duron Harmon interview with him post-game as it pertains to that fumble, what he saw in that play, and how that play came about, because big play, Duron Harmon is getting it done in more ways than one all season long. He deserves a second contract. He is a free agent at the end of the year. I think we need to bring this guy back. He's too valuable inside that locker room and also on the field. When you can kind of put 2 and 2 together and formulating the Raider way, you're going to need a Duron Harmon. You're going to need a Duron Harmon on your team. And so, GM Dave Ziegler, I hope you retain Duron Harmon. I'm a big fan. Like him, very professional, both on and off the football field, does everything that you want. And again, you don't have to check in with him. You have to say, hey, Duron, did you study the playbook? Did you get that email that we sent you? Did you see those plays that we sent you? We didn't hear, bro. Which, by the way, Kyle Murray. We talk about grades. I always talk about Kyler Murray because he doesn't watch game film, which is crazy. Maybe now he does. But no, Trayvon Merrick had a really good game. 9.5 out of 10 was very sound in pass coverage. He also came up with a tackle for loss for -2 yards. Did a really good job there, and also had a pass breakup. So his grade actually went up, and he's been kind of inconsistent this year, but good play by Trayvon Merrick. And of course, Duron Harmon graded at a 92.5 out of 100. He was very sound in his run fit integrity, had a few tackle wins, and then also made some good plays in coverage, which warranted that 92.5 out of 100 grade. So that about wraps it up. And in terms of the game grades, we got some really cool stuff coming in here. Let me just see. The number says defense playing good collective football. Yes, absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about the injury report. Now we're going to break down week 14 as it pertains to the LA Chargers. Thankfully, my guy, Will Kiss, the senior director of public relations, sent me the list as we all get it in the media. If you're in the Raiders media, but what's really cool, I'm going to break it down for you because it listed and it's highlighted. I like it how it's highlighted. They highlight things. I like that. Running back Amir Abdullah has been dealing with a hamstring injury. They're doing walkthroughs right now as it pertains to the Las Vegas Raiders, so they're not really going in and hitting it hard because they're coming off a short week. So today was another walkthrough. So basically an estimate. But, Amir Abdullah was dealing with a hamstring injury. He was limited both yesterday and today. Andrew Billings, who was basically ruled out of last week's game, I don't see him. In fact, if I had to take a guess, he's not going to be playing. So expect him to be out. For anyone who wants to know, Andrew Billings, nothing's confirmed. But if I had to take a guess, I would say it's 99.9% chance that he's not playing this week. And he's been dealing with a fibula injury. And he did not partake in practice over the last 2 days. Nothing official, but don't count on it, which means a good, healthy dose of Jerry Tillery again and Kyle Pecco. Matthew Butler could be in the mix, and we might see Neil Farrell being active coming off this short week. Time will tell, which is kind of hard to do because if you're graded in practice on how well you do on being active on game day coming off a short week and they're only doing walkthroughs, my guess is Neil Farrell will be inactive again because you can't show anything in a walkthrough. You're smart, Beast. I'm joking. Not joking. I'm talking this out, and it kind of makes sense though, right? Now watch him be active. Brandon Bolden is dealing with a calf injury. He was limited over the last 2 days. Curtis Bolton, talked to him in the locker room today. He's dealing with an ankle injury. He was limited, but I think he's good to go. Nothing official on that. He didn't tell me anything. I'm just guessing. Jayon Brown has a hand injury. He didn't partake in practice over the last 2 days. Tyler Hall was dealing with a back injury. He did not partake in practice yesterday, but he was limited today. And also, if you guys remember, he did not play last week. He was inactive. Duron Harmon is dealing with a quad injury. He was limited in practice both yesterday and today. Jesper Horsted still dealing with a concussion. Expect him to be out this week. He's not going to be playing. He's still in concussion protocol. Josh Jacobs was dealing with a calf injury. Now you can add a quad on top of that. I mean, let's face it. When you're rushing for over 140 yards a game, I would have a quad injury too because that's a lot of money. All right, he was limited both days. I like kind of joke a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but kind of not really. It's like me on the Stairmaster when I burn 1,000 calories in 40 minutes. Actually, I can do it under 35 minutes now. 37, excuse me, to be exact, 37 minutes. My quads are on fire. I can only imagine what Josh Jacobs goes through because that's a lot of pound. That's a lot of pounding on the quads, but he has big quads. He's Quadzilla. Andre James also has a quad injury. He was limited both times in practice. Denzel Perryman talked to him today, but he was dealing with a wrist injury, but he looks like he's a full go. He was full to go in both practices. Isaiah Polamau is dealing with an ankle injury, but he was limited. Obviously, Isaiah Polamau is kind of used like his cousin, Troy Polamalu, in that hybrid linebacker role as an extra defender and blitzer. Had a really good game in my grading system, Isaiah Polamau. They can use him as a 3 technique, not defensive tackle, but in a blitzing situation in blitz packages, he's going to bring the pain because he did it in my grading system, had 2 quarterback pressures resulting in the loss of down and also had that sack for -9 yards, which is the biggest sack of the game because it was 9 yards of hidden yardage. In my grading system, Holla, number 20. Good job. Fight on. I see you. Respect. Trent Sieg has dealing with an ankle injury. The long snapper, he was a full participant, though, in both practices. And Rock Yassin, this is a big one, guys. He is dealing with a knee injury. He did not partake in practice over the last 2 days, so I wouldn't expect him to play coming into this short week as a precautionary reasons. Now, watch me be wrong and watch him be active. So, Look, we talked about the locker room pulse today earlier on my videos here on YouTube. If you have yet to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and do so. If you like what I have to say, there's 36 of you guys watching right now. Just give this video a thumbs up. But no, I talked to my guy, Amik Robertson, today about his big game against Keenan Allen. There's some guy, I'm not going to name the guy, but there's a guy on YouTube, and you guys can read whatever. He was saying, "Oh, Amik gets burned all the time." I'm like, bro, like, he's like, "What game are you watching?" I was like, "You're asking what game I'm watching?" Like, I grade every single snap, not just on the Raiders. I grade all 32 NFL teams. So now you're challenging my work. Good vibes only, but when you challenge my work, of course, I'm going to feel a certain type of way. So I just came back at him and say, "Hey, look, I got grades. The burden of proof falls on you, because if you want the grade of what snap that you're saying that Amik Robertson is not doing well in, well, I already have you covered." So without further ado, I told him to hop on the live stream, and if he's in here, to tell me why Amik is so bad. Because in my grading system, he's playing just fine. So when you say always burned, comparable to what? And that's another thing. Comparable to what? To who the Raiders are playing? Again, you have to have an apples to apples comparison. You have to know the dynamics of the other 31 other NFL teams to even formulate that analysis and call that what you just called it. But you don't have, not you, but I'm pretty sure you don't have the time to do the legwork on that. And I don't expect you. But again, if you're going to say that Amik Robertson is horrible, is this and that, man, swipe left. That's all I got to say. Swipe left. Just keep 100. Now, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I could be wrong, which I'm not, but I could be. And I'll admit when I'm wrong, but I ain't wrong on this. Now, are there things that Amik Robertson can work on? Obviously, right? Obviously, there's things he can work on. I mean, I told you guys coming into this training camp that he's always in position, but because of his size, sometimes the size gets the best of him. But at the end of the day, if you look around a league of the NFL, because there's other teams in the NFL other than the Las Vegas Raiders, you look at guys around the league and you say, okay, well, this guy's diminutive yet shifty, kind of like Amik Robertson, and he gets beat, but he's still playing and getting playing time on a good secondary. And then you go and then you compare that to the, now it's like, okay, now that's a fair comparison. So to say that Amik is bad because of X, Y, Z, now you have something to compare other than just saying, oh, this guy sucks. All I hear is crickets now. All I hear is crickets now. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, if you're gonna praise or criticize a player, you better do the legwork. Trust me, I watch 70 hours of film a week. In fact, y'all know why. You guys know I drink coffee all day, every day. I don't go to sleep till 3, 4 a.m. because I'm watching game film. So for anyone to go ahead and say, oh, this player, okay, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but you better put the work in and then come back and say, hey, he's not good because on this play he did something bad. On this play he did something bad. Don't just go to the box score and be a box score reader, or just look to the highlights and say this guy's a bad player. Am I right or am I right? Just saying. Phil Romero says, hey, Beast, our fullbacks is like a mini offense line. Yes. Jakob Johnson is a beast. I joke with Jakob all the time. And Jakob Johnson, to me, is one of those guys who we talked about after the game. I was like, dude, when I'm watching from up in the press box, you can tell defensive backs are kind of slowing down. You know, you talk about Davante Adams, you know, changing his speed, right? Coming in and out of his breaks, right? Kind of like you can throttle down, you can speed up, you know, depending on how you want to come off your stem. Same thing applies, but on the defensive back position, when you're facing a Jakob Johnson down the alley and you have to take on him as a blocker, you're going to be diving at his feet. I swear, you're not going to want to go heads up against Jakob Johnson. You're going to get pancaked. Jakob Johnson, we joke about that all the time because I was like, bro, did you see that defense? And he got lies. He's like, hey, that's what I do. That's what I do, jokingly. But no, that's exactly what he does. And he's very humble about it. But it's just funny because you can, if from up in the press box, anyone can see defensive backs just saying, hey, well, I'm on the third level, son. That's your job, second level backer. You need to box that back inside and take one for the team. Even though the defensive back is already in position, I see it way too many times. Thank you so much, Holly Wong, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. And that's what makes these live streams so fun. Other than obviously the super chat and super stickers, which I obviously it helps pay the bills. But more than that, it just liking it, right? Just liking this video, liking this live stream. There's 41 of you. Just give it a thumbs up if you like what I have to say, because I put in a lot of work and effort into it. And if you guys like like the video, it will push the algorithm to YouTube and other social media outlets, and other like-minded Raider Nation can then gravitate toward the DOB and join our family, and then we can run bigger and cooler giveaways, right? The bigger we get, the bigger the prizes. I'm all about giving back, just like when I came from the San Francisco 49ers. I was giving away my season tickets. My season tickets cost well over $6,000 a year. So there you have it. And that's not including the PSLs. So, and I was giving those away, not one ticket, 2 tickets. 2 tickets next to each other so you can take a friend. How cool is that? I want to do that for the Raider Nation, but we got to get there. We got to get there. And the only way we're going to get there is by you guys hitting the like button, smashing the like button, tapping in, sharing all our stuff on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, and then also engaging with us on all the social media platforms. And again, if you're watching here on whatever media platform you're on, you can follow me at Twitter, at Instagram, and at YouTube at BEASTwriter. So just, that doesn't make sense, at Twitter. On Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, at BEASTwriter. Just go ahead and type in BEASTwriter, just like the social media platform you're on, and boom, I will pop in. Also, if you're on Facebook, it's a little bit different. It's called Dark Side of BEASTwriter. I have a Facebook page, and I also have a private Facebook group, and you guys can obviously add yourselves in both, and then you guys can see my content there. But no, thank you so much, Holly Wong, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it, and it does mean a lot. Not going to sit here and lie and say it doesn't. It makes this worthwhile. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The Ricardo says Robertson gave up 100 yards and a touchdown. That's not great. According to who? He didn't give up 100 yards in my grading system. I'll tell you that right now. In fact, let me just give it to you right now. Whoever said he gave up 100 yards in coverage, I will challenge that right now. Let me just run the numbers for you. I'm going to pull it up for you. I would love to do it because trust me, I grade the snap. And for anyone who say the exact number is 100, I find that hard to believe when you look at the – actually, for him to give up 100 yards, it doesn't really add up. He has given up 75 yards in coverage, not 100 in my grading system, and he was targeted 11 times, 4 of those going for completion. So the burden of proof falls on you to prove me wrong, but that's what I have. 75 yards in coverage off 11 targets, and 4 of those being completions. And if you guys do the math, that's well off 100. That's 25 yards of coverage that you're talking about. And again, that's a big difference because anybody who knows 25 yards is basically like a PI penalty that can result in a first down and moving the chains and time of possession and so forth. So 75 yards compared to 100, that's what I have. I have 75 yards. And how many targets was he? I would like to know how many times was he targeted in when you say that. I just want to know. Not saying you're wrong, but I just want to know. And then give me those plays. Okay, he disappeared. Capo's is the best Las Vegas restaurant. I've never been. What are your thoughts on Taylor's play the last couple of weeks? Talked about this. I'm still recovering in Vegas. Our boys play in 2 days. I bet their bodies are hurting. SVT Vasquez, thank you so much for sharing my stuff. You share all the time, bro. You share all the time. Thank you. What's up, G, for the super sticker. I appreciate it, my guy. It really means a lot. He says, this is for your barbecue meal when you go to KC next year. Happy holidays. Thank you so much. Hey, you're be going with me, man. You're making the trip out here. What's up, G has been following me here on YouTube dating back to COVID days. And he's a Niner fan. Obviously, you see the G for the Giants. But, yeah, What's Up G is one of our moderators now. We became good friends. I'm one of those guys that just you can go and talk to. Like at the Allegiant Stadium at the game. Like I said, I tweeted this out. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, just, for future reference, if you see me at a game, say hi. I know I have an RBF at the gym. I try not to have an RBF moving forward, but I've been told, guys, girls, it doesn't matter that I have an RBF. Like girls will be like, oh, you have RBF. Like you look intimidating. How do I look intimidating? But then I'm thinking to myself, oh, at the gym, I probably do look intimidating. But even at the gym, say hi. I love talking to the DOA family. I love talking to all of you guys. I love talking to the Raider Nation and engaging with you guys. I'm all about the good vibes only. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh yeah, I'm cool. Like, yeah, I'm too cool for a school. Like, nah, dude, like that's awkward. Like, I think that's weird. And that's what, What's Up G will tell you. Like, I'm pretty sure What's Up G, the first time he met me, he wasn't expecting to meet up or become good friends. And now we're really good friends straight from YouTube. Literally, I'm that dude that I'm that guy that goes to a party, I can talk to anyone. And I will talk to everyone. Like, that's just how I am. And then people, oh man, this guy's the life of the party. Well, my fraternity says I'm the life of the party. Phi Kappa Psi, holla at your boy. Phi Kappa Psi, San Diego State, what's up? Got to give love to my Phi Psi boys. But we always say party like a Phi Psi, but those party days are over. I rarely drink these days. Rarely. I'll only drink red wine and it'll be like a glass or two tops. And then it's time for bedtime. No, joking. Then it's time to watch more game film. But no, thank you so much. What's up, G? I appreciate it. And happy holidays to you as well. Look, Kevin Lurker says Amik had good position on the touchdown, though that pass was placed perfectly. Kevin, you hit it on the nail. I actually talked to Amik. I know Amik be watching, but I don't know if he's watching right now, but I know my boy Amik be watching. And look, I talked about this with Amik in the locker room. I said, look, because he's still mad about this now. He's still mad about that. That's how cool Amik is. It still irks him that he's like, man, now you have to have a short-term memory because you can't play defensive back and just, pout about that. You have to go on to the next play. He understands that, obviously, but I like how he's a perfectionist. Like, this dude's like, dude. I was like, man, you're in position. It's like, I know. And even after the game, post-game, they were talking about it, and they're like, man, I know. He's like, I know. But all I know is we're going to have a good barbecue because Keenan Allen, courtesy of Keenan, we should make Keenan Allen drumsticks. I'm joking. My good friend Stephanie is like best friends with Keenan Allen. Which is funny because Keenan Allen's obviously a Golden Bear. He's from Cal, Bay Area rooted. I'm from the Bay, so I don't know where I was going with that. I do have a story for that, but I'm going to reserve the right to talk about that. George says, you're right, Beast. People don't do the work. They don't want to do the work. That's the thing. No one wants to do the work. Like, no one wants to put in that work. Like, look, I'm not saying I'm right or I'm wrong. All I'm saying is put in that work. Like, if you're going to challenge somebody, not my analysis, or it could be or anyone for that matter. It doesn't matter. Put in the work and then go back to that person and say, hey, look, I disagree with you respectfully. This is what I see. And then you break down layers of the onion to get to the core, as I always like to say in the DOB. Look, when you break down layers to get to the core of exactly the root of what you're trying to prove, now we're talking. But if you just throw out, 100 yards, that's a generic number. Yeah, give up 100 yards. Did he really? He's a liability in pass coverage. Gave up a big play. Okay, but what about the other 10 targets? Compared to what? Not just that game, but the other players around the league. I have the grades. I will give it to you. All right. ML says that's pretty good, actually, on a good receiver. Yes, absolutely. 110%. SVT Vasquez says Davante Adams had barbecue chicken. Keenan Allen only had coleslaw, mashed potatoes with no gravy. Ouch. You know what? I do like, to be honest with you, I do like Keenan Allen, though. Keenan Allen, I think is I like him. I think he's one of the, and to make him admit, he's one of the best wide receivers in the game. Yeah. He admits it, which is good. Like, how are you not going to call Keenan Allen not one of the best wide receivers? He is. Rucker Corey, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, barbecue chicken tastes so good. It does. Who doesn't love barbecue chicken? I think when you give someone this type of ammo, like if I was a coach, I would do that. I would put this, and the Raiders do this. They put bulletin board material up on the screens in the locker room. I know I've seen it before. But when you give someone, I'm not saying in pertain to Keenan Allen, I never saw that one, but I'm sure if I had to take a guess that someone brought it up. But no, because they were all talking about it in the locker room, obviously. even on the opposite side of the football, in terms of Josh Jacobs and everyone. So I'm pretty sure everyone knew what was going to happen before the game even took place. You put a target on your back like that, you better back it up. And Keenan Allen did. He scored the touchdown, played a really good ball game, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Why? Because football's a team sport, and it's all about the W. Ultimately, you just added fuel to the fire when you were on the losing end of that battle. Like, you're not going to win that battle. Like, I have never. You better have big balls to say something like that, but you better back it up. You better back it up, especially at the professional level, which I have no concept of because I'm not a professional athlete. Actually, technically, going to turn my pro card in bodybuilding. So I guess semi-pro. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I would never go into a competition and be like, yeah, man, I'm going to cook you guys today. Like barbecue chicken. Like, what? Like, I want some chicken. I'm gonna do the chicken dance today, dude. Like, what? Thank you so much, Rocker Corey, for the super chat. I appreciate it. There's 46 of us watching here outside of myself. So yeah, 46. Yeah. 46 that I see on my end. Probably a lot more on Twitter and Facebook Live. It doesn't count those. But if you guys like what I have to say, give this video a thumbs up right now. 48 now. It's going up. I must be doing something right. Give it a thumbs up, like the video, and again, spread the word to all your family and friends. Look, I want to point this out, and just so you guys know, I got an email from the Biletnikoff family, Fred Biletnikoff's family, of course, and I guess there is the 22nd. I guess there's an annual crab fest set for December. I just want to put this out here and tell me if it's true or not. I don't know, but I got the email from the wife. But the Biletnikoff Foundation's 22nd annual Crab Fest set for December 16th is scheduled for Paris, Las Vegas for the second straight year. And I guess you guys can go. It's a public event, and tickets are going. It says single tickets start at $250 up to the title sponsorship of $25,000. For additional detailed sponsorships on the 22nd annual Crab Fest, visit the Biletnikoff Foundation's website at biletnikoff.org or call 925-556-2525. Just want to put this out there. Just want to put it out there for you. If anyone goes to this, if anyone wants to attend that, I think that'd be pretty cool. I love crab. There's 50 of us watching now. Give this video a thumbs up. No, if you guys don't know exactly what's going on in terms of like the Raider mystique, it's really, really cool. Like this is my first year covering the team, and the vibe is just different. Like, it's from Marcus Allen to Fred Biletnikoff to Jim Plunkett, who grew up in the same. We grew up in the same hometown together. Like, I worked in high school at an insurance agency right across from the high school that he went to. So we grew up in the same area. We all know about Peter's Bakery. We all know about the burnt almond cake. We all know about all that good stuff off Alum Rock Avenue. So we both grew up in the East Side San Jose. So there's a lot of parallels, I guess you'd say, with the silver and black. And obviously you see that jacket. I was a Raider fan before I became a Niner fan. Now I'm joining the dark side again, covering the team. But yeah, it's really cool covering the silver and black. I really enjoy it. Someone asked me the other day, what my feelings are with the Niners coming up. Obviously on January 1, it's just less than a month away, and what kind of feelings I'm going to be going through in terms of, like, because I worked with a lot of the people with the Niners over the course of the years, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and throughout this entire year, it's all been about comparing. Like, because let's face it, everyone compares. Anyone who say don't compare, like my mom tells me don't compare, but I was like, Mom, how do you know something's good or bad if you don't compare? Everyone's comparing. Everyone, no matter what it is, everyone's comparing something to something. Let's not try to say don't. My mom always says don't compare. If my mom, if you're watching, I'm just telling you. And I already told you this. I compare because how do I know something's good enough if you don't compare? Just like, how do you know some goes back to DLB game grades? How do you know that player is good or bad if you're just comparing to the players on the same exact team or the teams that they're facing? You have to know other teams too. Like, you have to, in order to compare, in order to formulate that analysis. So everyone compares. So when someone asks me, what stadium do I like better, Levi Stadium or Allegiant Stadium, I say I like the Death Star better. I like Allegiant Stadium better, and these are the reasons why. Literally, fast forward to today, I said that in real time. Back my first game there, preseason. And fast forward to today in week 13, nothing has changed. In fact, I love Allegiant. And let me tell you, and there's nothing wrong with Levi Stadium. I love Levi Stadium too. It's great, gorgeous stadium. But it's nothing like the Death Star, and I'll tell you why. When you look at the Death Star, you know you ain't coming out of the black hole. Like, you know it's about to go down. And you know you're there to watch a football game. When you go to a Levi Stadium, which I lived right across the street. In fact, the backyard of the practice field is where I used to live. All right. Like, literally, I could walk to Levi Stadium. All right. But when you go to Levi Stadium, one, it's not even, the color scheme's not even red. So I don't even get the 49er vibe. It's white, which was totally, like, it was a mind blow. It was just totally mind blowing to me because, yes, Candlestick was made out of cement, but when you walked inside, at least you had that Candlestick mystique there, like that vibe. Levi Stadium, it's a white stadium, so you don't know if it's the nine. Yeah, there's Niner stuff around, but it's like you don't really feel. I always felt like it should be red and gold, through and through, red and gold through and through, but they didn't do it that way. So the vibe there was, to me, was always like, okay, you go to the stadium, great, gorgeous stadium, by the way. I'm not hating in any way. I think it's a gorgeous stadium. The press box is awesome. But the one thing that I didn't like about the press box at Levi Stadium compared to Allegiant Stadium is I like how the Allegiant Stadium is open. So now I feel like I'm part of the crowd in terms of I can hear the energy level. I can feel it. You can actually feel it. Right. At Levi Stadium, you never, no matter how close the game was, whether it be a playoff game or whatnot, you never really felt that vibe. Because it was always like, there was always glass in front of you, so you couldn't hear anything. It's almost like you're watching the game, but you're not in the game. At Legion Stadium, you feel like you're watching the game, in the games, and then when you tweet stuff out, it's like, yeah, man, the vibe, like, you really feel that energy, and that's what I love about the Raider Nation at Allegiant Stadium. Nothing to take away from Levi Stadium, because having the quietness of that press box has its pros and cons, just like anything else. But for me personally, I just like the vibe that Allegiant Stadium brings to the table, especially from a media perspective, but also fan perspective, because it's really cool when you look down. And there's a couple times where I'm at the game and I look down and I see other DLB family, and they know exactly where I'm sitting. And they turn up and they say, "Hey, what's going on?" And you can actually yell, "Hey," back and forth, like, "Oh, hey, like, I see you. You know, not yelling back, "Hey," like, not like that. But if you wanted to, when no one's there, obviously when the game's going on, like, that's impossible. But you could do that if no one was in the stadium. That's what's really cool about it, is because it's open air, like, it's open. I love that. But yeah, no, it's going to be cool. 49ers, Raiders, can't wait. That's like the Super Bowl. That's like the Raiders Super Bowl. And so I'm really excited to see how that one plays out. Going to see a lot of coworkers, a lot of friends and family there making the trip. Obviously, they're I would say half of my family is Niner fans, half of them are Raider fans. They're going to be making the trip, so I'm going to be a busy guy that weekend. And obviously, coworkers I worked with over the years are going to be there as well. So excited to see them as well. All right. Kevin Lurker says barbecue chicken fun. Hey, there you go. Hey, we know it's funny. I just came up with the idea. All the super chats I get from this live stream, I will do a live stream and eat barbecue chicken, and we'll tag Keenan Allen. How's that? I'm joking. We will not tag Keenan Allen. That would be like epic, and then that will cause a whole. Trust me, it's gonna get back to me if I go that route. But do we care? I'm joking. We'll stay professional. We're not going to do that. No, but what would be really cool if I did eat barbecue chicken on a live stream. I think that'd be pretty cool, but it'd be kind of messy. But no, thank you so much. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video though, and I'll post it up later of the barbecue chicken place. But by the way, do you guys have any good barbecue chicken places here? Because if you do, let me know. I haven't found one here in Las Vegas, maybe because I don't know. Kevin Lurker says, I know, Allen, but thank you so much for the super chat, my guy. I appreciate you. He says, I know Alum Rock area. Oh, you do? Bro, that's my hood. Grew up around that area, man. Over by James Lake High School, where Jim Plunkett went to. Serious, man. It's real talk. Roker Corey says, "Hi, Mama Beast." I'm pretty sure my mom is watching. Daniel Ken says, "Big chicken as well." Thanks, JJ, for that one. Yeah, JJ, Josh Jacobs like, "Yeah, big chicken." Big chicken. JJ's having a tear. I'm going to be so sad if Josh Jacobs is not a Raider next year, which is a likely possibility. Let's not joke around about that. He's just outplaying his way of Las Vegas. Like, you're going to have to pay him top dollar. And if you're not, someone else will. And so I'm just like, I hope they find a way to keep Josh Jacobs in Las Vegas. Like, I don't know, man. He's too valuable. Life without Josh Jacobs is a very scary, scary thing. That's just because you're banking on production that you don't know yet how that's going to transpire, which is why I think GM Dave Ziegler is going to make a concerted effort to solidify the offensive line. Everyone's talking about the defensive line and getting defensive help, which they will in the draft. But my guess is he's going to try to solidify that that offensive line through free agency and the draft as well, and make that a high priority. Because if you think Zeus White can replicate even 60 or 70% of that production with a current offensive line, that doesn't take away offensive line. I like that offensive line. I like them as people and stuff, but I don't see it. I don't see it. So I think to kind of hide that deficiency, you're going to have to beef up that offensive line and give Zeus help if he is, in fact, the workhorse moving forward in 2023. No one's really talking about that, but I talked about it 2 live streams ago because we stayed 6-8 months ahead of the game. 6 to 8 months. I'm telling you, 6 to 8 months from now, you guys are going to be like, oh, yeah, Beast. I remember someone saying that. Oh, that was BEASTwriter. He said that the GM was going to beef up the offensive line to help out Zeus Weiss. Yes. Because the storyline next year, if he doesn't, does what? Well, the offense, here's second year in a row, the offense line. And then now you have a second-year running back who is basically a rookie because he wasn't getting the snap count that a guy like Kenneth Walker was getting or a guy like Breece Hall before his injury was getting. I'm just saying. George Oswald said, and I love GM Dave Ziegler, by the way, top 5 GM. He's going to be executive of the year. You watch. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. He knows what he's doing. George Oswald says, keep up the hard work, Beast. Love your approach to sports media content. Raider Nation is lucky to have you. Happy holidays, dude. Thank you so much, man. And like I said, it means a lot. Talk to Davante Adams today. I always like to come in with a game plan, asking questions after watching coaches film. I had the opportunity to go ahead and do that today. So I talked to Davante Adams, and my only question, I only asked him one, but was about that 31-yard touchdown. And what I saw in that 31-yard touchdown against Asante Samuel Jr. was, one, it was a cover 2, watching it from the press box, and Asante Samuel was playing off-zone coverage. And anytime you play an off-zone coverage against a cover 2, and the reason why you know that is because you can see how the boundary quarterbacks are playing their splits pre to post snap. And there's also a lot of different film that I watch on the Chargers, so I know exactly what's going on the given play. But Davante Adams also knew what was going on because it's Davante Adams. He knows more than me and knows more than anyone else. So Asante Samuel Jr., once he was playing off coverage and Davante saw a 2-deep safety look, and Coach McDaniels drew up a perfect play call where he had Jakob Johnson come from the flat all the way out, holding that curl hook defender in a home position. When you do that, you can't give you can't give Asante Samuel any help underneath because obviously Jakob Johnson's taking away that opportunity. Furthermore than that, you had Mac Hollins who runs down the seam, which pulls away the 2-deep safety. So now in that cover 2 shell with the 2-deep safety look, it pulls away that deep safety, which leaves 1-on-1 on the outside. And once Davante Adams ran that double move, it was all go, all gas, no break for a 31-yard touchdown because Asante Samuel Jr. bet on the dibble move. Let's call it the dibble move, the double move, allowing Davante Adams to win by half a step. And that was just enough for Davante Adams to make the one-handed grab. If you guys noticed, if you guys look in slow motion, that was technically a one-handed catch. Asante Samuel Jr. was holding on to his opposite arm, and that prevented Davante Adams to catch it with 2 hands. Initially, I talked about Davante Adams and doubled down on those gains, and what he saw in that play, he said, yeah, Asante Samuel was playing off coverage, and this is what I had to do to get open, and boom, the play was made. Then I said, hey, talk about those one-handed catches you were making. I mean, do you practice that? Because we all know in my practice videos, he makes a lot of one-handed catches throughout training camp and throughout practice and the videos that he's been making some one-handed catches. He's like, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't really practice that. And I was like, dang, man, you're a baller. For you not to practice one-handed catches and then do it on game day when the catch point is outside the framework of your body, that's why you're the best in the game. Like for me, I would think that he would be practicing it, like catching it one handed, like OBJ style or something else like that. No, he's like, man, I don't practice it. It's like all instinct. It's all like, nah, man, my muscle memory just takes over. But then it's almost like, okay, what's the muscle memory that takes over if you don't practice it? How can the muscles remember? He's just different. That's why he's an all pro. And that's why he's best receiver in the game. I'm going out and saying that I think he's better than Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is the guy for many years. In fact, obviously Cooper Kupp, if healthy, he can fight. Obviously Deebo Samuel, all wide back. We get it. Love Deebo Samuel. Love me some Deebo Samuel. But no one is a better route runner. No one is better at making one-handed catches outside the framework of his body. No one is smart enough to kind of leverage his splits pre to post snap. No one is better at making others better simply by just being on the football field and knowing how to come off your stem to take away whatever route concepts that the defense is trying to do. So now you're working reverse psychology. He does a really good job at that. There's a reason why Davante Adams, or Tay, as you would call him, is one of the best in the game, if not the best in the game, and leads the NFL in touchdown catches alongside with Travis Kelce. He is a man on a mission. I am so happy that Davante Adams is in silver and black and for the foreseeable future because, let's face it, Davante Adams is a one-man wrecking crew. So who does not like Davante Adams? Give me Davante Adams all day, every day. Oh man. All right. So we got some other things coming on in here. His other one-handed grab on the sideline was freaking crazy. Yes, Daniel, I'm talking my girlfriend. All right. My girlfriend doesn't know much about football. In fact, she knows little about football. I'm trying to teach her. She'll get it because she has to. I mean, she should be watching this live stream upstairs. I don't know if she is, but she should be. Anyways, what I'm trying to tell you is she even said that was a great one-handed catch. I was like, yeah. And she's like, I was like, what's to the title of my, before I went to work at Raiders headquarters, right? Because I just lived down the street. So before I left the house, I said, what should the title of my live stream today be? She's like, one-handed Davante Adams. I was like, oh, no, that doesn't really make sense, one-handed Davante Adams. She's like, well, he makes all these one-handed catches. I was like, huh. You just gave me a question. So it just kind of went in that direction based on the question that I was asking because he was talking about how cornerbacks would be grabby with him. And I'm surprised that no defensive PI was called on Asante Samuel Jr., who, by the way, was also beat in their week 1 matchup where Davante Adams ran a speed out and got open. So he knows what he was dealing with when he was facing Asante Samuel Jr. for the second time. And coming out of, obviously, his dad played for the New England Patriots over the course of the years, and Asante Samuel, and he's a ball hawk in his own right, has really good ball skills, but yeah, Davante Adams, man, making these one-handed catches look routine. It's ridiculous. I'm just waiting for the day Davante Adams just makes a one-handed catch out of bounds and then brings it across his body inbounds, like a Lynn Swan type of a deal where he just kind of pulls it back because he can do it. He can just go, I don't know, like maybe he's high pointing the football on the 50-50 ball and Derek Carr just heaves it 50 yards to end the half and he just like climbs over everyone and uses his basketball background, which you talked about today, is AI being his favorite player. And AI is actually my favorite player. And we're both from the Bay Area. It must be a Bay Area, I think. But no, Allen Iverson was my favorite player growing up. I have pictures to prove that. And I also have a lot of memorabilia in my room to prove that as well over the course of the years. But yeah, using a basketball background to have Davante Adams just go up and just, it's like going up for a rebound. I can't wait for the day where he has a signature one-handed catch and he's like, oh yeah, it's like a Dwight Clark type of a moment for United fans. Oh yeah, man, we practiced that in practice, but it wasn't supposed to go there. It was supposed to go somewhere else. And Davante just came out of nowhere. Oh, Davante Adams is such a freaking beast, dude. I love it. Does he even have I don't even know this, but does he have a nickname like other than Tay? Like I know Tay is short for Davante. Like my nickname that I was given, and I told you guys this, it was BEASTwriter, right? It's BEASTwriter. That's my nickname, but I didn't give myself that name. In fact, I didn't even like that name. But because we're known as beat writers and because now I compete, the 49er fans at the time said, no, you're a beast. We're going to call you the BEASTwriter, not beat writer. So just add the S and then you're good to go. So BEASTwriter was born. BEASTwriter was born. But no, Davante Adams, does he have a nickname? If he doesn't, we should come up with one. I know DA is a nickname, but no, like a cool, I don't know, like the Predator. I don't know. The guy's just a beast. But Beast, you can't really use Beast because I'm Beast. And I'm joking. But then there's Beast mode. There's Marshawn Lynch Beast mode. I don't know what else to say, man. The guy's just a monster. Ooh, ML said just got the retro AI Reebok question blue. You're lucky, man. I had, the ones that I have, which stupid, but whatever, it is dumb. I bought, remember East Bay Magazine? I don't even know if East Bay Magazine exists anymore. I got the question. I got the question highs. They weren't even mids. They weren't even lows. They were the highs. And it was the Chicago Bulls. Don't ask me why I got them. Until this day, they're still back in the Bay Area. I still never wore them. But I was like, damn, that was a dumb move by me because one, they're high tops, basically. Two, the shoe size does not fit. Like I got a shoe size 10.5 and I'm a 9. I'm like, why did I do that? Maybe I thought I was going to grow in high school, but I didn't, obviously, because I'm short. I'm still hoping I grow, but maybe if I drink more milk, I don't know. But no, I was talking about shoes with John Simpson today in the locker room. This guy's like, it's like, oh, what shoe size are you? I was like, I'm a size 9. He goes, oh, I was a size 9 when I was 9 years old. I was like, wait, what? Here's a John Simpson story. So today, literally, and then Vic Tafer was right there, and he's like, oh, my shoes. He's like, we're talking about shoe smelling, and it didn't smell. And then so I go up to his shoe. I was like, I smell it. And then Vic's like, you're going to smell this shoe? So I smelled it. It doesn't smell. And then I was like, damn, these shoes are big. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, what shoe size are you? I was like, I'm a size 9. He's like, man, I was wearing size 9 when I was 9 years old. I was all, no. He's like, yeah. I used to wear my mom's shoes because my mom had good shoes. She had really cool looking shoes. I wanted to wear her shoes. So I remember this. I was 9 years old when I was a size 9. It was like, that's crazy. But no, getting back to the Allen Iverson lingo talk. The questions have to be one of, if not top 5 best sneakers of all time. My opinion, the questions, they should just come with that in every single color possible. Emil says Devontae the Chef. Daniel Kim says the Taminator. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like the Taminator. I like that. I like the. I like that. I like that. I like that. Raider Jim likes what I'm talking about. Daniel Kim also likes what I'm talking about. D Menace 4200 says great time. All right. So now that we're on this, and Daniel Kim says, and now you join the Raiders club. Beast, what do you think of Raider Jim has a question, says, what do you think of Ziegler drafts a quarterback mid-round? I like it. I also like Jarrett Stidham a lot. And Jarrett Stidham, we joke around all the time in the locker room, like every single day in the locker room. He sees my band. He went to Auburn, obviously. And we joke around back and forth. Oh, you're a fake fan. I'm like, nah, man. I've been a fan since 93. He knows this, but he likes to give me a hard time, which is, I love it. Because we have that kind of working relationship. But it's funny that I like Jarrett Stidham. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I think Jarrett Stidham could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I know but hey, it's not crazy because even before I knew Jarrett Stidham, I even wrote a story about it and it got really good traffic. And I brought it up analytics. I brought down coaching points. I brought down coaches' film and I broke it down. And so I think Jarrett Stidham could be a starting quarterback. Now, is it going to be in Las Vegas? I mean, what's going to happen with Derek Carr at the end of the year? I mean, hopefully if the team does well, Derek Carr stays. I not like Derek Carr too. But if GM Dave Ziegler is looking for a quarterback of the foreseeable future to have some type of insurance policy on top of Jarrett Stidham, why not? And you have a top 10 pick. Why not try to go after a guy like Bryce Young? Why not try to go after a guy like CJ Stroud? Those are only 2 quarterbacks that I like coming out of this draft class. That's just me. As of today, now I have to watch more coaches' film on the college prospect, but as of today and what I have graded thus far, those 2 guys are my top 2 choice. I don't like that Kentucky quarterback. What's his name? Will Levis. I don't like him. Is that his name? Will Levis? whatever his name is. I'm just not as high in him. All right. But yeah, Daniel Kim, Asante Samuel is good, but he knows when the guy across from him is going to cook him on almost every route unless he holds him. A lot of holding penalties. But when we talk about exactly what's going on as it pertains to Las Vegas Raiders and their matchup against, I like this one. Davante is the Dark Knight. Ooh, I like that. I like the darkness of it. I like that. The Dark Knight. I feel like there could be something a little bit more. I got the idea of the dark. Like Josh Jacobs, does he even have a nickname other than JJ, his initials? Josh Jacobs needs a nickname too. Like Frank Gore's nickname was really cool. It was the Inconvenient Truth. Maybe Josh Jacobs' nickname could be the Moment of Truth because they didn't pick up his fifth-year option and now he's balling out of control. But we can come up with a cooler name than that, right? But I like the Moment of Truth. I like that a lot. Kevin Lurker likes it. He said that's a good one. The Moment of Truth, right? Because you didn't get your option picked up. Now you're balling out of control, showing the coaching staff, showing GM Dave Ziegler, hey, look. The Moment of Truth. As Davante Adams would say, pay that man his money. I really hope Josh Jacobs stays. I like Zeus White, though. I like dominant Zeus White. I like him. I like Britton Brown. I like what they did in the running back room. Obviously, I still like Amir Abdullah as a third down back. I like that running back room a lot. Talked about it on my last live stream. I think they're dialed in. I think they all root for each other genuinely. I don't think there's any ill will toward any of them. And that just goes to show you the veteran presence inside that locker room, that it is a team effort. There's no egos in terms of, everyone has an ego, but they kind of put that aside for the sake of the team. And I think that's really cool. When you have a bunch of players that do that, because you can have a bunch of egos. I mean, let's face it, you're not in the NFL if you don't have an ego. But if you can kind of put that aside for the betterment of the team, now you have something special. And that running back room has that. I think they have something special going for them. I think everyone genuinely tries to help each other out because what's the end goal? Winning. Just win, baby. The Al Davis way. And so when you look at that and you look at the cultural identity of what they're trying to instill in Las Vegas, I think they're doing a really good job at that. And again, that's why you guys follow me. So, because I mean, let's face it, like, let's say we're covering the Pittsburgh Steelers or something. Like, I would like trust the source because they're there, right? And hopefully they do good work. So hopefully you guys have that same type of vibe, with me. Like, I'm there, I'm your eyes and ears, and I try to give you guys as much exclusive content and inside content that I can provide for all of you guys to enjoy, because that's what it's about. It's like, I have the access, but that otherwise not too many people have. So I want to, give back to you guys in some way, shape, or form, because, not everyone can be there. And so that's why I take it very, very seriously when I ask these questions, when I ask coach certain types of questions, because again, like, if you don't go into these pressers with a game plan, if you don't go into these locker rooms with a game plan on questions you want to potentially ask somebody, you're going to be on the outside looking in, and then you're going to find yourself just kind of wheeling and dealing, just kind of twiddling your thumbs. When I go in, I run the coach's film, not just on the Raiders, but the other 31. Gather that insight, go into the workroom, formulate my questions, because I am dyslexic. You guys know that. So I do get things backwards sometimes. So that's why I have to gather my thoughts sometimes. And sometimes it's long-winded, but it comes out clearly more times than not, and it comes out really, really well. But in order to formulate all of that, it does take time. Like, it does take time because there's a lot, and it's not a simple question. Oh, Josh Jacobs, you went over for 300 yards. How does it feel? Like, well, it feels great. Josh Jacobs, oh yeah, it feels great. Like, he wouldn't be like, oh no, man, had a bad game. It's like, nah, man, you just went over 300. You just went over. How do you feel about that? Oh well, I did well. Credit to the offensive line for blowing up the holes. You already know the type of answering that he's going to give you. But if you say, "Hey, Josh Jacobs, you went over for 300 yards," you can ask, you can play off that. Be like, okay, have you ever experienced a game where you had a game like that, or can you talk us or walk us through any type of game where you kind of experienced those types of vibes throughout the duration of the course of the game, and then obviously how it played out in the end? That'd be something cool. But no, I always like with Davante, I always like trying to break down a play. Like, hey man, like without obviously any trade secrets, so you obviously have to know how to ask the question. But hey, what did you see on this play? Oh, I saw this. Okay, it's already on film anyways, but it's good to kind of hear from the player's perspective as they make the play, because you don't know what's going through their head. You don't know you don't know what's going in that huddle, and I don't think anyone would know that. All right, Xavier Foster, thank you so much. He says the master hand, the handyman, or the silver glove as a nickname for Davante Adams. The master hand, I like this though. The master hand, the handyman, the silver glove. That's kind of my favorite. I like the silver glove. Because if you call I was thinking the Predator, because he looks like the Predator with his helmet on. He just looks mean. Like he looks like someone you don't want to mess with. The Predator would be a cool one, but at the end of the day, it's kind of generic. Let's I don't know. I feel like we can come up with a better one. I'm pretty sure he has one. The Taminator is cool because like the Terminator. It's a play on using his nickname, the Taminator. I don't know. Jerry Rice was Flash 80. If you guys remember, Jerry Rice, the great with the Raiders, obviously. Flash 80. I really didn't like Flash 80. I thought that was kind of like, what? Like Flash. Okay, cool. So he's Flash, and then you add the number 80 on it. It's like, that's real creative. Flash 80. So should we call Davante Adams Burn 17? Like Burner 17? I don't know, but I like those nicknames that you guys pointed out. I like the silver glove. D Menace, thank you so much. 4,200 says road game fun beast. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I want to get to a road game, man. I do. And these super chat, these super stickers help out a lot. Goes towards that. Also, for the upkeep of the channel, because I do pay for the live stream servicing here through YouTube. With the streaming service that I pay for, so it really helps out with that as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's a lot of different names here, but no, how are you doing? I saw your comment today. I got the notification. I'm doing great. How are you doing? How are you and Tanya doing? How was the blackout party? Let me know how the blackout party is. Shout out to the blackout people who were there at the blackout party at the Illuminarium. Did I say it right? Is it called the Illuminarium, right? I heard it's lit all the time. The blackout party the day before the game. But thank you so much. Daniel Kiss, unfortunately, in this climate, Black Adams might be too political. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Silver and Black Adams is probably a no as well. Silver and Black. Silver and Black, no. Let's see. No Head says Showtime. That's a good one. Holly Wong says winner chicken dinner. Kevin Lurker says the Dark Lord. We're getting some. I like the play on the dark, like the dark side. That's why Dark Side of BEASTwriter, right? DOB, Dark Side of BEASTwriter, because I joined the dark side coming from the 49ers. So I kind of like the dark side play on it. I don't know. There's something about it. Like, Allegiant Stadium's the Death Star. So I don't know. We can't call him, obviously, Darth Vader. But maybe Darth. I don't know. No, Darth would be cool. I don't know, man. We got to come up with a nickname for Tay. Like, we have to come up with a cool nickname for Tay. Not like he cares or anything, but I think it'd be cool for him to get a nickname. And Josh Jacobs too. I like the moment of truth. I like that. That's the one that I like. I like the moment of truth. I like that one. I came up with that one literally here on the live stream, just talking out loud with you guys. So the moment of truth, I like. D Menace says the blackout party was fun. We are doing great. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the super chat, super sticker. I'm glad you guys had fun. I was like, man, I was a little intimidated, but I'm not. There's 42 of you guys liking this video and watching it, so give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel if you have yet to subscribe to the Dark Side of BEASTwriter family. You'll be entered for our Family Friday giveaways. We give away silver and black swag every single week. Ask D Menace. If you go on the community page here on YouTube, D Menace will tell you, look. In fact, I gave D Menace not only did we go ahead and run the giveaway for him, I also bought him and Tanya a shot because it was her birthday. So you get more than you bargained for here at the DOB and vice versa. And obviously, thank you so much because you bought a couple rounds too. So we had fun on Saturday, and that's what it's all about. I love meeting all you guys. I got a lot of DMs, in fact, in terms of where to meet up, because I guess some of you guys are in parking lot J, some of you other guys are in other parking tailgate at other places, and obviously on the weekends it's probably a little bit more hectic, especially on game days. But on a Saturday, like with D Menace, if you have time to meet up, let's go ahead and try to make that happen. People are like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You don't never know. I'm like, dude, like, trust me, like, I don't think anyone wants to mess. I'm joking. You never know because someone has a gun. It's dangerous. Well, that's why I'm always like, okay, yes, be safe. So you got to tell someone where you're at all times. But odds are if you see me coming through, it ain't going to be easy bringing me down if you're trying to do the whole catch me if you can type of a deal. Trust. I'm joking. That would be crazy. No, I'm not afraid of meeting up with people. I don't know why people are afraid of meeting up with people. I guess for like, I don't know. I'm not afraid. The silver glove can last forever, but I do got to be careful, obviously. But like I said, like, you know where I am. I'm either at Raiders headquarters, at Allegiant Stadium, or at the gym. So it's like, if you want to find me, I'm not that hard to find. Like, I'm like literally after this, I'm going to EOS off St. Rose Parkway. So like, cool story. Like, oh, where is he? You know, like, I'm not that hard to find. Like, I'll be there. Like, it's cool. Like, it's a public facility. Like, oh, you shouldn't tell them where you're at. It's like, dude, someone's gonna recognize me regardless. Like, it's if I go to Costco, like which happened the other day, I ran into Raider Nation. Like, it's all, I love it. Like, I don't know why people are shy away. I don't. I love it. I love running into people. It's cool. ML says our Area 15 where the Luminarium is cool if you have never been. I've never been there. Look, I tweeted this out. The first time I went to Fremont Street was on Saturday. So that was the first time I went to Fremont Street was on Saturday. So right after meeting up with D Menace, I went to Fremont Street on Saturday, and it was crazy. The hot dogs were delicious, though. Where did we go? We went to Dirt Dog. Dirt Dog was delicious. If you have never been to Dirt Dog, I suggest highly. I'm a hot dog dude. You better go get your Dirt Dog because Dirt Dog is good. There was some guy, some Raider, and he was a Raider fan. He's like, oh, no, Dirt Dog's whatever, overpriced, blah, blah. It's like an LA dog. I was like, okay, well, we're not in LA, so obviously you got to pay for a hot dog that's based out of LA because we're not in LA. In my head, I'm thinking this, but out loud, I'm not going to say it. But he's like, oh, no, like, you don't know a good hot dog. I'm like he wasn't even in the conversation. Like, he was side busting in another conversation. I'm like, man. Okay. But no, I went to Fremont Street, had a Dirt Dog. Oh, no, I didn't go on Saturday. I went on Friday. Sorry, it was Friday night that we went because we went to First Friday and and then we met up with D Menace on Saturday. D Menace, you remember that? I'm telling you, man, I was having a conversation with you and then the guy's like, nah, man, it's not good. I'm like, I'm telling you, D Menace, it's good. Just saying it. Just letting you know. It's good. It's good. Trust me. Brian says, yo, Beast, when do you see Waller and Renfro coming back? I saw Renfro for a little bit inside the locker room. We're not allowed to talk to him, obviously. I don't know when he's coming back. I saw Renfro. He's obviously at the facility. But Yeah, I can't give you an update on that. I don't know. I can't give you one way or the other. I really don't know what's going to happen with Hunter and Renfro, or Darren Waller. Now, the line of thinking is that Waller should be able to go sometime in the near future, but nothing is confirmed on that. We're going to have to take a wait and see approach. But if I was to take a guess, hypothetically, I would think Darren Waller is closer to playing than not playing. Now watch me be wrong and watch him not play and watch him season ending surgery. Oh, Beast, you said that he was. I'm like, man, what I just say? I don't know. Xavier Foster said everyone would want to have hands like the Silver Glove did. Yeah, very, very true story. All right, I think that's going to wrap up this live stream. We're an hour and 33 minutes in. I got to go hit the gym. It's 9:45. I'll be on EOS off St. Rose Parkway. You guys want to work out in with me? Literally only for the DLB family. If you guys want to work out with me, I'll be hitting up. You guys wanted my back workout, so I'm going to be hitting back literally up at the EOS off St. Rose Parkway in about, I got to take my pre-workout meal, got to take my pre-workout. I'll probably be out there and let it digest. Give it 10:30. I'll probably be at the gym by 10:30. See me off EOS St. Rose Parkway. I'll give you guys a one-on-one workout. How's that? How's that in the DOB? That's why you see that logo. It's DOB Football and Fitness. That's what we do in the DOB. And we are launching swag right in time for the holidays. So we're doing a lot of cool things. And don't get it twisted. I'm just going to put this up right now. Not only are we part of the DOB, but also, boom, we are part of the Sporting Tribune too. I am the Raiders beat writer for the Sporting Tribune and very excited to be working with them. If you guys don't follow the Sporting Tribune here on YouTube or on the other social media platforms, please do so. And you guys are going to want to see what I have to say because I write for the Sporting Tribune, the Raiders beat writer for the Sporting Tribune, and we keep things hot in the TST, the Sporting Tribune. People are like, what's TST? The Sporting Tribune. That's what it stands for. So thank you, everyone, for tuning into this live stream. I just want to give a special shout out to those that gave me super chats and super stickers on this live stream. It really does mean a lot. It helps pay the bills, helps upkeep of the channel, and basically helps with my road game fund as well as the DOB giveaways. And so the bigger we get, the more we can give back to you guys. If you guys are unable to send a super chat or super sticker, all good. You guys can do something for free. It's called hitting and smashing the like button here on YouTube. That way it will push the algorithm to other Raider Nation like yourself, and they can also see a recommended video by yours truly. So thank you, everyone, for giving me love today. Holly Wong, thank you so much. Holly, I appreciate it. She's been down since day one. And thank you for the super chat. What's up, G? My guy, moderator. What's up, G? Thank you so much. And yes, I'll have a fun time with the barbecue. Rocker Corey, thank you. You've been down for the DOB since day one. And yes, the barbecue chicken tastes so good. Kevin Lurker, always love engaging with you on this platform. Love your comments. Love everything you bring to the table. Thank you so much. And it's for the barbecue chicken fund as well. And last but not least, oh no, we have a few. Xavier Foster, thank you for the Davante Adams nicknames. I think that the Silver Glove is the winner of those ones that you mentioned. My guy, D-Menace 4200, gave me a super chat as well for the road game fund. So thank you so much. This has been nothing but good vibes only here in the DOB. And we will run it back tomorrow after getting tomorrow's injury report, the locker room pulse, and also we have a scheduled time frame to work with on Coach McDaniels in the AM. All right, so stay tuned for all of that as we keep things hot here in the DOB. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun, and we will run it back again tomorrow, only here in the dark side of BEASTwriter. Take care. Have a good day. BEASTwriter out.